Taoiseach, the DAFT report showing annual increases of rent of 10% for last year really just demonstrate the utter failure of your rent control measures. Now, I heard you earlier on saying, have you got any solutions? And we've repeatedly argued for rent controls, uniquely for actual rent controls where we set rents. I've got a young school student, Cheyenne, who is a transition year student in my office this week doing her educational placement. And I just said, listen, could you look and see if there's any rent control regimes anywhere else that we could maybe explain to the Taoiseach might work here? And within a few minutes, she came up with the example of France, where they've just introduced a new regime of rent controls, just like the one we're proposing, where rents are now set on a district-by-district basis to ensure affordability, based on the size of the property and the age of the property. Now, Taoiseach, there's a proposal from a transition year student, and that's actually being applied. Why don't you try that when your policies are so obviously failing?
Deputy Boyd Barrett, we do have rent controls here. The Minister did, and no, he brought them in December, to be fair. The 2% limit was introduced by legislation in December. It's going to take some time to bed in. The Rent Control Board will be engaging and making sure and doing its own engagement with landlords to make sure that the legislation has been adhered to and that the rent pressure zones, which are around for quite some time, which is similar to what you're suggesting in France. And the overall point I would make is that it is back to supply. Like, we do need cost rentals, we need private rental, we need private homes, but we also need very significant social housing provision, which we're doing, and we need to support affordable housing as well to get to that 33,000 per annum of mixed tenure type. And it really is, a lot hinges, I think, on supply.